Pete, on behalf of this fantastic City Commission, we thank you so much for being here today. I'm going to recognize some folks at the beginning, and also towards the end I'm going to recognize some folks here who really made this possible as well. But to begin with, your City Commission, Vice Mayor George Brummer. And next we have Commissioner Charlotte Burry. Moving on to Commissioner Barry Doxwell. The Commissioner Woodrow Portier. And you're going to hear from this gentleman momentarily, and that's the commissioner who represents where we're standing, is Commissioner Rex Harden. And then we are delighted to have two of our county commissioners. Again, one you'll hear from and one who is probably responsible for us being here today, and that's Commissioner Kristen Jacobs of Broward County. And then one of our commissioners on Pompano Beach, Chip LaMarca. And then one who is a fixture here in Pompano because she has her office here, but more importantly, how she supports this city so well in Tallahassee, and that's our State Representative Gwen Clark-Reed. Unfortunately, Mayor Sharif could not be here with us today. She's actually on the program, but unfortunately, at last minute, she had a conflict, so she won't be joining us today, but I know that her thoughts are with us today in this wonderful occasion. So again, welcome. This is an exciting day for the City of Pompano Beach. It's a beautiful day in Pompano Beach for us to come out and enjoy. You know, it's hard to imagine, looking at this particular vacant lot here, that a beautiful 47,000 square foot library cultural center will soon become a reality. The two-story incredible building was designed as part of the master plan for the City Commission, the Pompano Beach Civic Campus here that we have, which is right next, of course, to City Hall. I speak for the entire City Commission when I say that the thought, the discussion, and the debate went into the planning this library and cultural arts center. Actually, about a half a decade of time went into planning, discussion, and debate. I have to mention our Vice Mayor, George Brummer, who was a catalyst in making sure the cultural arts came to the City of Pompano Beach. And he worked hard in this process, and here we are today for that as well, as Commissioner Jacobs will talk about in a minute. I want to thank our CRA. This is part of our CRA. There they are, Chris Brown and Ken Briesmeister, who is our CRA co-executive directors. I can't thank you enough for all you've done for our city so far. It's really an opportunity for us to really grow and flourish. The Cultural Arts Center here in Pompano Beach residents and visitors will enjoy this theater, dance, music, art, and history. And the new library will include new materials, fiction, children's services, references, and periodical collections. We talk about partnerships, and we talk about something that really not one of us can do, but all of us together can do. And today we stand, and really that is showing the proof is in the pudding. Not only takes the City Commission, but it takes a county commission, it takes the state of Florida bringing us funding, it takes our CRA, more importantly, it takes you. You as taxpayers, you as our city department heads and city employees. Let the thing go by there. But really in our residents and our Northwest CRA Advisory Board, what you've been able to guide us as well and provide guidance to the CRA Board is really overwhelming. We appreciate all your support. So on behalf of the City of Pompano Beach Commission, I'm proud to say that Pompano Beach is definitely on its way to becoming South Florida's cultural arts destination. And the young lady that I'm about to recognize who's come to speak to you today is our Commissioner Kristen Jacobs, who has served over 16 years in the county commission level. And she's now going to be representing us at the state level, which is a blessing. So her thoughts and her work are not done yet. But more importantly, Commissioner Jacobs took the time many years ago and the thought to be able to set aside dollars to create a regional library that will be built here today. We took it a step further into the Cultural Arts Center, which we'll talk about momentarily, but without this young lady being a part of this transaction, of this project, it wouldn't be done. And when times got tough, she stayed with the budget, she stayed with her administration, and she said, you're not going to take that money away from Pompano Beach. And she fought, and she fought, and she fought. And this is the reason why we're here today. And that's why it takes partnerships to become successful. And that's what we do here in the city of Pompano Beach. So it's my honor and privilege to introduce to you our County Commissioner, Kristen Jacobs.
So I don't know how many of you were remember in 1998 when I was running for county commission, there was also an effort to pass a library bond in this county. All of us were running around with buttons that said, if you may remember, said, we can't wait, libraries now. And I was wearing one of those buttons on election night, but I don't think I knew then what I was to learn in the years that I joined the county commission, and that was how stellar was the existing Broward County library system, but how much greater it would grow because the residents of this county knew what we all know now, that a community is defined by its institutions that take learning to the next level, that open up access to the next level. And that's what libraries do, right? They're not just a place where you go get a book anymore. They are a place where the community comes together. And in 1998, there were a whole lot of people in our community that saw that vision. And so the voters approved a bond to build libraries all over the county. And the deal was the county would build the libraries, the cities would acquire the sites, and so would begin this partnership. Now, part of that bond, though, included dollars for existing libraries because not all of our libraries were in really great shape, so it was to improve existing libraries. And unfortunately, as a brand new commissioner representing Pompano Beach and a resident of Pompano Beach, I took a look at the library down the street, and it seemed to me that what was in the bond program, the $500,000 to improve the roof and the bathroom facilities, was the same thing as throwing that money out in the street. We did not need those kinds of changes at that library. We needed a new library. That library does not meet the needs of Pompano Beach, a city that is growing or a region that was growing, and it needed to be replaced. But the problem was that the bonds only included some upgrades to the existing library. It did not include any dollars to build a new one. So our library director back then was Sam Morrison, and I approached him about getting a new library. Where could we find the money? And the bonds, we took a look at the bonds. There was no way to bend those dollars to be able to build a new library. So I thought, well, we have time, we can wait. What do I need to do next? And I was told, get some money, get the county commission to agree to put some money into the budget every year for 5 years, and we'll save up enough to build a library. So in 2002, the county commission, when they adopted the 2002 budget, put in the monies to begin saving. And in 2006, enough dollars, 2006, 2007 budget year, there was enough money to put in for our library. So a lot of things started to happen at that time, though. As you recall, property values were screaming out of control, and we didn't know it, but a bubble was about to burst. And so too would the hopes of a lot of projects, both in municipal and county and state governments, not just here in the state of Florida, but across the country, as the housing market imploded. And so we entered a phase where we were all digging around for extra monies, and now suddenly this pot of money that was sitting waiting to be built to build as a library was potentially at risk. And at the same time that this was happening, the city of Pompano Beach was looking at their end of the deal, as our mayor just told you, a partnership. Where would the best site be for this library? So the city began looking at all kinds of sites, and they knew what your CRA director now has been moving and making happen, and that is that with the investment that the county already had in the transit center over here, with the amount of money we'd already put into looking at design and recreation of the old Pompano community and a library or facility here, this was a perfect triangle. In fact, the exact center of the city, a great location for a library. The city bought the land. So we have the money setting aside in the county, the city's bought the land. What else could go, what could go wrong? Well, it turns out that there were a couple gas stations at one time on this site. And the gas stations still had their fuel tanks underground. One of them still had the fuel and oil stuck in it, believe it or not. And if that weren't bad enough, there was also a lumber facility, a lumber business that was here at one time that had created its own toxic problems. And so now the city, in these difficult financial times, had to come up with additional monies to come make this site the perfect site to build a library. And that's what the city did. At the same time, you had some county commissioners looking for some monies to go help balance a budget. And one of the ways in which I thought would be the best to make sure that they didn't cast their eye too long on the pot of money for this library was, in fact, to get it out from under the county's umbrella and give it to the city. So in 2011, I managed to convince the county commission, and it wasn't too hard to convince the city commission to take the money, to transfer the dollars over to the city so that it was safeguarded and we could build a library. Now, I have to tell you, having started this project in 2000, and now getting to the point where we are fast approaching the point where I'm going to be turned out in just 5 days, I have to tell you, it is a miracle that I'm standing here today and that we're going to be shoveling some sand soon, because Lamar Fisher will tell you that he promised me, Kristen, if it takes you and I out there with hammers and nails to get this project done, that's what we're going to do. Trust me, it's going to happen before you leave office. So we made it just under the wire, and I'm super excited. I'm super excited to be here today and to come back when we're actually cutting a ribbon to see a vision that started out as a library facility, but through the city's leadership, through the city manager, and certainly through the leadership of your CRA, which is doing amazing things in this city, to see them take a library and expand it into a use and understand that what kids want in the library today is what Sky Patrick, our new library director, will tell you, is they want media space. It shouldn't be a place where you go in and you're told to be quiet. Instead, it should be a place for exploration, for connecting all kinds of different parts of our community together, and that entertainment and learning and cultural, the arts and the advancement of all of those are super important to the vitality and the health of a community. And the city has nailed this one. I'm so excited with this concept. I'm excited about where it's located, and most particularly excited about the path that our city, the city I'm so proud of, is taking, and really happy to be a resident here, a county commissioner here, and while I won't be your state representative, I will still always have Pompano Beach in my heart. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. And next, you'll hear from the commissioner who represents this particular district, Commissioner Rex Harden.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank everybody for being here. I tell you what, I got the lucky chore of speaking up here because this happens to be in District 3. That's my district that I represent. But I tell you what, it has been a long, circuitous route to get here. I remember back in 2007, when I was first elected, going to a Broward League of Cities meeting out at, I think it was out in Palmyra actually, and I was speaking with Dodie Keaton, and we were talking about this library because it had been working its way through the process, but suddenly some problems cropped up. I think at that point in time it was an AT&T duct was running right through the middle of the property or something, I don't know what it was, but there were so many twists and turns with this project to make it finally happen. It's exciting though what we have taken as just a library and expand it and make it so much more. It is like Kristen was saying, it's the center of our city. It is going to be a showpiece, not for the city, but for the county overall, because we got a terrific partnership going. We've got so many neat things that are going to be taking place at this facility. It's a place for learning, but it's a place for exploring. It's a place for expanding people's horizons, the arts, the culture. I tell you, it is a tremendous day for the city of Pompano Beach, and I cannot tell you how proud I am of the city, the city commission, the county commission, and the residents who have supported us in this endeavor to bring Pompano Beach to where we are now. And it's just such an exciting moment for our city that, I mean, it's kind of like dominoes. They're all starting to fall into place now. things are really on a roll now. We've got BACA is happening across the street. We've got our whole connectivity plan is coming together. We've got MLK, Hammondville Road, starting to get finalized over there. I mean, we have just, you know, it's really something for Pompano Beach. People are looking at Pompano Beach now, and they're saying, that is the place. They're doing it right. You know, we've learned from what other communities have done throughout the years and the mistakes that they've made, and whoa, so, I didn't do that. Somebody spoke. They said it's time to get off the stage. Anyway, you know, it really is an exciting time for Pompano Beach, and I'm tickled pink that we were able to keep the dollars here in Pompano Beach, because I remember those times that Kristen was talking about where, yeah, every other county commissioner was eyeing that pot of money, saying, ooh, yeah, you know, tough budget times, and the county administrator was trying to figure out ways to balance her budget, but Kristen was able to keep it locked away, and finally, through the partnership with the city and the county and our CRA folks, we were able to take it and make it really into something special. And this is just the first step. We've got a lot of things to go through yet. I look forward to the ribbon cutting when we can actually start occupying and using the space. But this is a great day for our city. And thank you all for being here. Thank you.
Just some quick recognitions because to folks who had made this possible and will be gone to shovel some dirt here momentarily. But I do want to recognize Broward County Library Project Manager Luis Seta. He's here with us today. Thank you so much. Our contractors at OHL Construction, Arthur Hoynack, David Woodford, and Rita Darter, their entire team, thank you so much for that. Andrew Silva, are you here? Andrew, there you are. There you are. The Silva team, along with Rolando Silva, they obviously were architects on this and making an iconic design that we're certainly so proud of. Our Public Works Director, Robert McCann, he's here with us as well. Robert, thank you so much. And to our City Manager, Dennis Beach, you know, for your leadership and for you being able to bring this forth as well, we thank you. But there's one special person I want to thank, again, before we shovel some dirt, and that is our City of Pompano Beach civil engineer. Tammy Good, where are you? Tammy! All right. See, Tammy, you know, stands about 5 foot tall, that's about all, and she's this real skinny drink of water. But you know what? She's extremely powerful and talented, and this project has been in her hands and will continue to be in her hands until, like Commissioner Arden says, that we cut that ribbon. So Tammy, we thank you for your professionalism. We thank you for your timelines that you provide us. And I know that you are going to come ahead of schedule, right? And this is going to become a reality. So again, thank everyone for coming. Let's now have the commission, the county commissioners, and our state rep to come on over and let's shovel some dirt. Thank you so much. I would say that this day today is probably one of the most important days in the history of Pompano Beach, because truly we've worked so long and hard for this project, beginning with a library and then bringing a cultural arts component to it is outstanding. And it's part of our connectivity plan, it's part of the vision that Pompano Beach has. And to bring it to fruition is just really a fantastic day in Pompano Beach.
The cool thing about this library is that the initial bond referendum only allowed for some rehab of the existing library, and I just didn't think that that was enough in Pompano. Given our size and where we were going, we needed a good brand new library, and the city agreed, and luckily so did the county commission. And so because it wasn't covered under the existing bond referendum, we had to go start from scratch from the general fund of the county commission, which was a tall order, but the county knew and they understood, the commissioners back then, because this was in 2000, so 14 years ago, they understood then and they understood even today why a community this size needed a full-on new library.